Hey guys, Crank here, Crank's Fab Shop, and we are back. We were without power for a while due to the storms. That has been restored, so now let's get back onto Herbert. We're trying to finish up a few last things on this swap. Finishing up with some wiring, get the radiator in, get the fans wired up. Right now, I am working on the throttle cable bracket. Throttle cable's a little shorter than to where it can go to the stock one, so let's take a look at that. I've gotten a little ahead of myself and went ahead and turned this one piece into two before I got the camera. But hey, there it was like this, and we're gonna move it something like that. Yeah, so let's get to work. It started better than it ended, but oh well. Oh well. For what it is, we'll throw a little paint on it and it'll be good. Be alright. Alright, one small project down, we've got the throttle cable on. So yeah. Bracket modified. It's not the best, we'll probably go back later and fix it, which honestly I don't think I'm going to have this intake on very long anyway, so I do want to do an aftermarket intake, so didn't want to spend a whole lot of time on it. Oh, we also did another quick job there. Got our heater hoses on, finishing up some wiring, trying to figure out where I want to put my relays for the electric fans. And once I sort of get that, I'm going to start put the radiator in and connecting everything and trying to figure out what I'm going to do with my vacuum, where I'm going to get vacuum from. Which I guess, really all of the vacuum for this guy here, that controls all the stuff under the dash for the heat and AC, which I'll have, heat. I don't have AC yet on this, so I'm not too worried about that. All right, we've made a few trips to town to get some parts. We got all of our radiator hoses in, radiators in, as you can see there. We're using the OEM radiator. Like I said, it never let me down with the 5.7. So we'll see how it does with the 6.0. But yeah, so I'm going pretty quick, not filming a ton, because it's a lot of boring little stuff that I'm doing. And I'm trying to get this done because I want to do the first drive today.
Go the way you thought it was gonna go? Nope.
It's not the best, but a little bracket I made for my electric fan relays. So I got a little step there to get it away from the fire or the radiator support. So yeah, let's get that on. Update. Changing the trans filter, and as you can see, it's probably a good thing we're changing the fluid in the filter because it's pretty nasty in there. There's some undesirable stuff in there. Yeah, we're gonna get this cleaned up and get the new filter on, put some fluid in it, and we're gonna be getting pretty close to trying to fire this thing up. And well, we have done a first start. I'll put that video here. The key is off, the ignition's off, and she won't turn off. Well, it started, but it wouldn't shut off with the key. We're gonna have to look into that because that won't work. And as you can see, it didn't really go the best, but I didn't really want to mess with it without the radiator on. Just we were, you know, squirting trans fluid out the front. And yeah, I didn't want to let it run with, you know, no fluids in it other than oil. So that's where we're at. Get this done. Got a little bit more wiring to clean up. We've got everything in a wire loom basically back to the rear of the engine. Now I just have to clean everything up going down to the trans underneath the van and stuff. So yeah, my fuel rail is leaking. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do about that yet. I'm pretty sure I can pull the end caps off, replace the O-rings, but man, that sounds like, I don't want to have to do that, but I'm gonna have to. I am gonna have to. So let's get back to work. We'll see you in just a minute. Much better. Alright, so don't mind that wire that's just sort of hanging out loosely, or you know, all of those wires that are just sort of, again, hanging out loosely. Got to finish the wiring, clean it up, but you know, we got what we're doing with the intake for now until we move our battery, because I mean there's some room to get some piping, you know, through there, and you know, plenty of room for the filter there, or turbo. So we're going to try to do Herbert's first real start. Now, one thing I'm concerned about that I've noticed while doing this is we are getting a draw from somewhere. Because I mean, look at this here. I mean, whoo! Keys off. You know, no lights are on or anything like that. So I'm not sure exactly why. I mean, you can see it there. It's pulling some power, and I was doing some testing earlier to see what I had. Just a wire hooked up straight to the battery on a fuse. You know, as you can see there, that thicker one is for the fuel pump, and I'm gonna go back and clean some of this stuff up and, you know, run it up here to that stuff. But for now, you know, I had it there for a light bar that was on the van that I took off, so easy enough to use it. But the other one, well, wait a second. So I don't know. Well, whatever. I'm cut that last little bit out because I'm confused myself now. All right, so before, whenever I'd started it, and on the video I showed you earlier, it would not shut off. So I'm not as worried now that we've got coolant, trans fluid, and all that kind of good stuff in it. So
a few moments later.
There we go. Oh, never mind. Have good oil pressure. Need to put some gas in it.
It ain't got no gas in it.
All right, now let's see if when I turn this key off, if Herbert's engine shuts off. Like I said, the first start, it wouldn't shut off. delayed, but you know, it shut off like it should. So there we go. That's where I'm going to end tonight. I filled up the garage, the shop here, with exhaust fumes, even though I got the doors open. Gonna call it a night. There's a hummingbird in here. I don't know if you can see it. Hummingbirds flying here all the time. Not all the time. I try to keep them out because when they get in, they don't leave. Oh, there it goes. And I hate it because they get in here and they die. You know, I don't want... Crank's Fab Shop is not the final resting place for hummingbirds. But, man, we get these hummingbirds in here. I try to get them out. But, you know, they won't come to me. All I got to do is, it's like, right here, little fella. Just land on this perch and I'll walk you out to safety. But they never do. They never do. All right, guys, that's where I'm going to end this one. I've ran out of time. I've got to get ready to head south. On the next one, we're going to start working on the exhaust for Herbert here and finishing up a few things. I was able to get the intake, you know, like I said, complete for now. As you can see, it's not pretty. It's just sort of hanging out there, but it's not in the way of anything other than the windshield washer fluid, you know, reservoir, which is supposed to go there. And it's not going to go there right now. Oh, well, that's fine. Got, you know, pretty much everything up front done for now. Still have to clean up the wiring through here, get everything wire loom tied together. As you can see, right here is just where everything sort of starts to split and go every way. So I've got to, you know, figure out what I want to bundle together and where it needs to go. Under the seat, we have the ECU, everything, you know, bolted in on the bottom of the seat. All of our wires there sort of tidied up, not too bad, you know. OBD plug, got a little fuse box there. So got to bolt these seats down and get the seats on. I am waiting on a piece for my brake booster to go into there in the back of the intake. So yeah, I'm gonna have to replace or fix these fuel rails. They are leaking. And the fuel rails are really what's holding me up right now. I could knock out a quick exhaust, put on it, come straight out, 45 it out the side, slash cut it, and it would look okay. It'd look pretty good, you know. Don't worry about an X pipe or an H pipe or anything like that right now. Just a true dual straight pipe out the side. But fuel rails leaking. I could probably take them apart, replace the O-ring, but I just don't have the time for that right now. Like I said, I gotta get going south. So I'm about to start loading the truck up and getting the bike cleaned up. I just did an oil change on it to get it ready to go. So yeah, that's where we're gonna end this one. I'm not sure how long it was, probably not too long. Actually, I'll probably bundle this in with maybe the rod run footage. I don't know yet.
Gonna happen? No, not gonna happen.
I tried to upload the rod run footage the other day, but like I said, no Wi-Fi and cell phone service has just been terrible since the storm came through. So I'm not even sure when you're going to see this video. I guess we'll find out. You'll see it when you see it. But until then, you all have a good one. The key is off. The ignition's off and she won't turn off.
Well, bye.